Well, hello everyone. This is Amogh here, and welcome to yet another episode of the Third Man Cricket Show, another video, if I may say. And as you can see below, the topic today is story of associate nations. We are going to talk about two nations today, which is Ireland and Scotland. So I think the associate nations का जो topic है that is very interesting because even in the last T20 World Cup we saw countries like Scotland and Namibia trying to make a mark for themselves. They didn't go a long way, obviously, yes, but I think it is very heartening to see such countries come and play at big tournaments like the T20 World Cup. So we will cover all the associate nations slowly, but for today's video, we are going to talk about two associate nations, which are Ireland and Scotland. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So I'll talk about Ireland first. It is like India is managed, or the governing body for Indian cricket is the BCCI, which is the Board of Control for Cricket in India. For Ireland, it is Irish Cricket Union, which is called the ICU. So the captain of Ireland currently is Andrew Balbirnie, and the Test status, the purest format of the game, which every country wants to play every time. The Test status for Ireland they acquired in 2017, but a very alarming or a very concerning thing is that उसके बाद वो लोग ने सिर्फ 3 टेस्ट मैचेस खेले हैं till date, and I think they've lost all three, which were against Afghanistan, England, and Pakistan, if I'm not wrong. Two or I think all the three were at home, but I think you cannot blame them because Afghanistan, England, Pakistan all are proper test playing nations. Afghanistan lately, yes. So I think they've played 3 test matches. They've lost all three, and they played their first test match in the month of May in 2018, and the most recent one was July 2019. So it's been 3 years after they played their most recent test match as well. And coming to the ODIs, I think the first ODI was in June 2006. The most recent one was in this year itself, 2022 May January May they played their most recent ODI. In all, totality mein they've played 176 ODIs, out of which they've won 74 and they've lost 89. So I think that is a pretty decent record, if you consider an associate nation like Ireland, because they've been a part of the World Cup as well. We all know the iconic victory that they had in 2011 over England. I think it was Chinnaswamy Bangalore. So yeah, they've played 176, 174 of them. So 50% to nahi hai, but somewhere close to 50%, maybe 45% or something, is their winning rate out of 176 games. So that is pretty decent, I think. This year they've played 3 one-day internationals. They've won two and lost one. So I think again 66.6666 is their winning percentage for this year. But yeah, I think a country like Ireland deserves to play a lot more games, and we are sure that we all agree to whatever the stats speak here. So, considering ODIs, their World Cup appearances have been three. The best result has been in 2007, which is they qualified for the Super 8 stage in 2007. So, best result World Cups में आए हुए भी 15 साल हो गए in terms of one-day internationals. World Cup qualifier appearances have been 5, and the best result is that they've been champions, but that has also come in 2009. So I think the infrastructure or the number of games that they get per year, or the scheduling is quite weak or inconsistent, if that is what we may call it, and that's the reason all the records that they've created, like whatever I said right now, the best results that they've created, उसको भी 15 साल हो गए. In terms of the qualifier appearances for the World Cup, it's been 13 years. So 13 to 15 years have gone by, and they've not been able to make an impact. I don't know quite who's to blame in there, but what we can see is that the scheduling of the tournaments and the number of matches they get per year is very inconsistent. So we, as Third Man Cricket Show, feel that the consistency part of matches has been affecting them a lot. Coming to the fastest format of the game again, the T20s, which are the talk of the town nowadays. फर्स्ट T20 उन्होंने खेला अगस्त 2008 में. The recent one was February 2022. So again, the recent one was this year itself. They've played a total of 122 T20s. out of which they won 51 and they've lost 61. Again, close to 40% का winning percentage है. This year they've played 8 T20Is and they've won 5 and lost 3. So I think for such a nation who is trying to make an impact, you need to give them a lot more games. You need to include them in the scheme of things, if I may say. And a country who has even got the test status acquired in 2017. Yeah, it's been 5 years since they got the test status as well. And a country like Ireland should not have played just 3 test matches till date. So I think that is a concerning, that is an alarming factor. They've lost all 3 test games, and if the story of associate nations like Ireland has to come ahead, I think it is very important that they get the right infrastructure and they get the right scheduling of games in order to go ahead and make an impact. So that was about Ireland. Coming to Scotland, I think recent achievement हम लोग ने देखा था. Scotland was right there in the group stage for the T20 World Cup this year in UAE, but again governed by Cricket Scotland, like Ireland was ICU, Irish Cricket Union. This is Cricket Scotland. The captain is Kyle Coetzer, whom we saw leading the side in the T20 World Cup as well in UAE. आयरलैंड के बारे में एक चीज ये मिस कर दी मैंने, that the rankings, the test ranking is 12th, the ODI ranking is 11th, and the T20 ranking is 14th in terms of Ireland. So that's their position currently in the world rankings. Coming to Scotland, their rankings are they are not a test playing nation. They have not got the test playing status yet. So in terms of one days, their ranking is 12th, which is a latest record in 2022. Their ranking is 12th. T20Is in 2017, their rank was 16th. So after that, we are yet to see where they stand in terms of their rankings. First ODI, again, if we may look at Scotland, the first ODI was played in May 1999. The last one was just now in June 2022. They've played a total of 129 one-day internationals. They've won 52. They've lost 69. And in 2022, which is this year, they've played a total of 8 one-day games and they've won 6 out of them and they've lost just 2. So I think this also speaks great volumes of how Scotland cricket has evolved over the past few years. Obviously, a decade ago or 2 decades ago, Scotland cricket was not into the picture, but right now it is very heartening. As I said in the beginning of the video, that it's really heartening to see associate nations grow into such cricket playing nations, if I may say, and they really need to be included in the scheme of things. And the number of matches they play also need to be increased year after year. So that was about one-day internationals. Their World Cup appearances have been 3. They have been in the World Cup scheme of things 3 times. The best result is that they have qualified for the group stage 3 times: 1999, 2007, and 2015. So those were the 3 times we saw Scotland in the World Cup. And the World Cup qualifiers, they have appeared 6 times. The best results is that they've been champions 2 times in 2005 and 2014. So that speaks great volumes of what Scotland cricket can do, because if you can be the champions for World Cup qualifiers not once but twice, and if you can qualify for the World Cup 3 times, I think it speaks something about the kind of cricket that they play. So coming to T20s, first T20 2007 September, last T20 2021 November. So I think that's pretty much about the World Cup that they played in 2021. That was the last T20 I guess they played. 78 T20s played in total. 134, lost just 40 out of them, and it's not just 40. Pardon me, but 34 and 40 is not that disappointing a number if you look at the matches that they play per year. This year they've not played a single T20. Again, the management and the scheduling of the games need to be more better in terms of Scotland and Ireland and all the associate nations. I don't think Afghanistan is quite in the scheme of things to be considered as an associate nation anymore, because it has grown immensely in the past years, and I think it's only inspiring for countries like Ireland and Scotland who are emerging and coming into the scheme of cricket things, because even Afghanistan was not there like a decade ago, but now they have come ahead and they are evolving. So I think it is only inspiring for countries like Scotland and Ireland. Uh, T20 World Cup appearances have been four for Scotland. The best result is that Super 12, which was right, the in the last year 2021 में. And T20 World Cup qualifiers वो लोग 6 बार खेल चुके हैं and they have been champions once in 2015 again. So I think both these countries, Ireland as well as Scotland, a very interesting fact that these are like two different stories, but a very interesting fact that is common in both of them is that they play very little cricket throughout the year as compared to other cricket playing nations, and that is the reason that they are not quite able to make an impact at the bigger stage. It's completely understandable that countries like India, England, Australia, New Zealand, these teams, not guys, but these teams get to play a huge number of games per year. That's because of the results that they achieve. But I think associate nation is a topic that is going to gain a lot of importance. I think 5 years later, 10 years later, a decade later, when we'll be speaking about associate nations, I think Ireland, Scotland, Afghanistan, UAE, these countries are going to be right up there in terms of their performance. So it is going to be a very interesting factor, if I may say, going ahead. So I think that was all for this video, Ireland and Scotland. I think in the next video we'll be back with two more associate nations and we'll be discussing about them or what needs to be done looking at their numbers. So yeah, I think that was all we had. If you like our content, do share and subscribe. Do follow us on Instagram and एक like ठोक दो यार, obviously video पे. And yeah, as I said, if you like our content, do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.